Champions Cup quarterfinals are here and I cannot wait. They are going to be so exciting. We got some French derbies, some British derbies, we got some URC teams playing. It's going to be so fun. But in this video, I'm going to be going over who I think is going to win these games and make it through to the semi-final. But before we get into it, guys, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really appreciate all the support. I started this channel about a few months ago and it's really just grown so quickly, and I'm so thankful for all the support. So if you enjoy the URC, Top 14, Prem, International Rugby, previews, just kind of storyline videos as well, stay tuned, and there's going to be a lot more coming out recently. Let's get right into it, and starting off, we've got the big game, probably the most spoken about game going into this weekend, Bordeaux versus Toulouse. This is going to be one of the best club games you can watch. I think for somebody that doesn't watch rugby, if you want to watch a club game and really experience what it's about, this game upcoming this weekend is probably your one to watch. I mean, Bordeaux, widely considered the best club team in the world, versus Toulouse, the other team considered the best club team in the world. We got some really good French stars, French international players, some guys trying to play their way back into a French international jersey. It's going to be such fun. I mean, we got players like Damien Penaud, Louis Biel-Barry, Mathieu Jalibert versus Antoine Dupont, Anthony Jalonge, all these incredible players, Thomas Ramos. It's going to be an extremely fun game of rugby, and to be honest, trying to decide who's going to win this one is going to be very difficult, but right at the end, I will decide exactly who I think is going to win every single game. But I think this game is definitely the game to watch this weekend. Obviously, from an England fan perspective, it's probably not the game to watch for them. I mean, Bath versus Northampton is going to be a really exciting game, but whoever wins between Bordeaux and Toulouse has to go up against either Bath or Northampton, and that itself is going to be a really exciting semi-final. So whoever does win, it's going to be very exciting nonetheless for whatever happens in the semi-final. But for this game, it is Bordeaux's home game. I think that really does add a lot of value to the game. Bordeaux's home crowd has been phenomenal, and I think that might honestly be the point of difference. Whoever's playing home between Bordeaux and Toulouse, that could honestly be the point of difference. That's how thin the margins are on this. It's such fine margins between these two teams. They've got some of the best rugby players in the world. The player who I think probably right now is going to win World Player of the Year, Louis Biel-Barry. Obviously, there's still a whole Southern Hemisphere tournament to be played, a whole Southern Hemisphere kind of fixtures to be played, and there's a lot of players there that can really put up their hand. But what Louis Biel-Barry's done this year is absolutely incredible. I mean, Bordeaux absolutely smashed Leicester Tigers. Leicester Tigers probably didn't send their best team, but nonetheless, these are players at the top level of the game, and beating any team with a point of 64 points is absolutely absurd. And Toulouse, on the other hand, putting up a really big score in Bristol, both teams playing some impeccable rugby, and I do think this is the game to watch going into this weekend. It's going to be such a fun game of rugby. I'm honestly still unsure of who I think is going to win this game, but by the end of this video, you'll figure out exactly who I think is going to win the game. I won't be giving exact scores, just who I think is going to win, but nonetheless, this is going to be a very close game, but a very exciting one as well. Moving on to the next game, the British derby, Bath versus Northampton. I think it's a home game for Bath, just looking at the kind of, they were 4th ranked and then Northampton 5th ranked, so I think Bath will be the home game for this one, and any game at the Rec is a fun game to watch. I'm yet to go watch a game in Bath or in Northampton. I do live in the UK right now, but I am a South African fan, but still, these are the type of places I really want to go watch rugby. I think those 4 teams that are playing there, Bordeaux, Toulouse, Bath, Northampton, probably Toulon as well, and La Rochelle are probably the places I really do want to go watch rugby one day. It's probably a really big bucket list item for me to go do. I have to go do it one day, but Bath at the Rec is a very dangerous team, and to be honest, I think any team going to Bath is going to struggle. Even if it's a Bordeaux or a Toulouse, they are really going to struggle, because it's a very weird place to play. It's almost like you can't really get your game going. You kind of, as a team, have to be a very special unit to go away from home to the Rec and really be able to play very comfortably, because you go there, the fans are almost on top of you right next to the field, which just adds to the whole environment, the whole experience, which is why I think Bath are such a good team at home. They're a good team away from home as well, but at home they just become this incredible rugby team. But they are going up against the Northampton Saints, who I think are the other really informed British team right now. I do think that they've got some really good players with the likes of Furbank, Finn Smith, JJ van der Mesch, a phenomenal player, Henry Pollock. They've got some really good players there right now, but will that be enough to beat Bath at home? I think that's going to be a very close game as well. And to be honest, that side of the bracket with Bordeaux, Toulouse, Bath and Northampton is probably the closer bracket, I think, for this game. On the other side, we've got Glasgow versus Toulon, and now Glasgow right now are one of the teams to beat in both competitions. I think they have a really good chance to win the double this year. I think if they had to pick one year that is their best chance, it's probably this year. I mean, they are looking really good in the URC, and they've just beaten a very good, strong Bulls team filled with a lot of Springbok players at home, and that's the key thing, at home. Now, I have seen a few people in the comment section saying that Glasgow might not be able to play at their home ground at Scotland Stadium for some of the other games if they were to make it through, which I think might make an impact. But either way, if they were to play at other grounds still in Glasgow or Scotland, they would have a really good capacity crowd and they would still play really well because they've got a lot of Scottish internationals as well that are kind of familiar with those other stadiums as well. But Toulon is a serious team. Yes, they are 11th in the top 14. They are struggling in their own competition. But when it comes to the Champions Cup, Toulon is a legendary team and they are really going to be up for the occasion. I mean, they've got some really good players. David Ribbons, Juan Ignacio Brex, Ben White, Thomas Albanos. They've got some incredibly good players. Charles Olivon. I mean, if you just think of some of the players they have in that team, they've got a world-class team with superstar players. So I think if one team was to go and beat Glasgow at home, it probably could beat Toulon. But do I think they will? I'm not sure, because this Glasgow team right now is playing some incredible rugby. And if you think of some of the players they have, they've got Hugh Jones, they've got Sione Tuipulotu, they've got Adam Hastings, they've got Dan Lancaster, who's playing really good rugby at the moment. They've got George Horn, they've got Jack Dempsey, Matt Fagerson, Rory Dodge, Xander Fagerson, Max Williamson. I mean, they've got all these international players. But for them, it's the other players that are really, really standing out. I mean, Stafford McDowell, Josh Mackay, really good players that could honestly find themselves in a Scotland jersey by the end of the year that are playing some incredible rugby. So I do think Glasgow probably is the favourite for that one, because right now they look like the team to beat, especially on that side of the bracket. But moving on to the next game, and I think this game might be a bit more one-sided, but the team that they are playing against is a bit of a gritty team and a difficult team to beat if they are at their best. It's Leinster versus Sale Sharks in Leinster. I think the fact that it's in Leinster makes it a much more difficult game for Sale. If they were playing in Manchester or in Sale, it would be a much closer game, and I think Sale might just have a chance. But I think for this one, Leinster is looking a bit better right now. I think the whole theme for Leinster throughout the years, they have been good, but they haven't been at that high level that they were in recent years. They're not putting teams away like they can. If you look at the squad they have, they can really be putting teams away. They got a pretty good win against Edinburgh, maybe a bit closer than they thought. The scoreboard maybe does flatter Leinster a little bit with the scoreline, but still, nonetheless, they played some good rugby, they got over the line, and they won their knockout game. Leinster is a phenomenal team, and I think they've got players like Josh van der Fleer, Caelan Doris, Joe McCarthy, Ergis Neyman's injured now, but they've got Andrew Porter back, Dan Sheehan, Jameson Gibson-Park, one of my favourite players, Ricky Ioane scoring some incredible tries, looking back to his best in that game. Can he keep that form up? That will be quite important for them as well going forward. They've got Gary Ringrose, they've got some really good players in that team, Jamie Osborne, Tommy O'Brien. I mean, they've got a basically full international island team there. So if they can click, I think they'll probably be the heavy favourites for this game. But now for the part you've probably been waiting for. What are my predictions for these games? Who do I think is going to win? Well, we'll start with Leinster versus Sale. I think Leinster is going to win this game quite comfortably enough. If I had to put my money on it, I'd probably say that this will be the one game that will have the biggest scoreline throughout the entire week. But Sale Sharks are not a team to take lightly. They're a very good team. They've got some really good players. They did get some key injuries at Bevan Rod and Luke Cowan-Dickey, which might just hurt them at set piece, and especially in the forwards in that engine room. Two very important players for them. But they've still got some really beefy, good players. I mean, if you think of some of the players they have, they've got George Ford, they've got Ernst van Rijn, they've got some of the Curry brothers as well. They've got some of the Dupree brothers, well, one of the Dupree brothers, and they're looking really good right now. But I just don't think they've got the firepower right now to go to Leinster and beat this Leinster team that does kind of seem to be on an upward trend and trending in the right direction. So I do think Leinster is going to win this game probably quite comfortably on the scoreboard, but it is going to be a tough game anyways, and if Leinster aren't up for it, then Sale Sharks could maybe sneak in an upset victory. But I think for this game my prediction is Leinster by 2 tries. But moving on to the next game, Glasgow versus Toulon. Now, the Glasgow versus Toulon is going to be a very interesting game because everybody has Glasgow as the heavy favourites because they're doing really well right now, and Toulon is struggling in the top 14. But when it comes to the Champions Cup, Toulon is a team that can beat any team on the day. And I think if Toulon were to play a Bordeaux or a Toulouse in the final, they could have a chance because they know those teams and they've got some really good players as well. But that being said, I do think Glasgow is going to win this game. A home game for them. They feel really comfortable at home. Some of their non-international players are playing some phenomenal rugby right now and really putting up their hands above some of the international players that are still playing at a high level. So overall, the system they've got there right now, Franco Smith is doing some really incredible work there right now, and they just look like an absolutely unstoppable unit at home. So that being said, I think I'm going to go Glasgow Warriors to win this game, but I do think it is going to be a close game and it might just go down to the final 10 minutes. I do think Glasgow getting the win against a very tough, up and coming kind of on-form Bulls team really did help them and will help their confidence, because this Toulon team is not going to be a joke at all. They've got some really big-time players, and this is one of those games I'm very excited to watch this weekend. Moving on to a bit of an English derby, Bath versus Northampton. I'm going to go for Bath in this game. Like, I think Northampton has a very good chance to win this game, and I do think that this is probably one of those 50-50 games, same with Bordeaux versus Toulouse, but I just have to give the home team the advantage for this game. Some of the tries they were scoring against Saracens in the past few weeks, they look like a really good team. They've got some really good players. I mean, Ollie Lawrence, Thomas Dutoy, Finn Russell, Ben Spencer, who's been really good recently, Joe Cocknesinger, Henry Arundel, and I just think on the day, it's going to be about what happens on the day, but I just think if both teams are playing at the same level on the day, which is a very high level, I think the home ground advantage for Bath might just make that slight difference. So for me, I'm going to go Bath to win this game, but it'll probably be only by 3 points. It's going to be a very close game that will go down to the death for sure. I mean, I can almost put money on it that it will go down to the death. But this is going to be a very exciting game, and I do think for both sides, there's players trying to put up their hands for an international jersey. I mean, Henry Arundel didn't really feature at the end of the Six Nations. He wants to put his hand up. Joe Cocknesinger wanted to make his way back into the team. You've got guys like Finn Russell, that's a phenomenal player. Ollie Lawrence trying to make his way back into the team after being injured and only playing one proper game in the Six Nations. Then you've got guys like Thomas Dutoy that want to keep their starting jersey for the Springboks. Then you have guys like JJ van der Mesch that are really trying to knock that door down to get into the Springbok team. Guys like Henry Pollock that want to become a starter at international level. And guys like George Furbank that honestly look the part right now and look like the best 15 in England, but haven't been given the opportunity. So there's a lot of players playing for an England jersey, playing for an international jersey, and playing to get their club to get to the semi-finals and give themselves the best chance to win this tournament. Because I will say, everybody's saying the France teams have the best chance, but these two England teams are very strong this year, and to be honest, anything can happen if they make it to the semi-finals, because they've got really good squads this year. Now moving on to the final game, the game I'm the most excited for, Bordeaux versus Toulouse. This is the game I am most excited for. This is going to be an absolutely must-watch game. And if I had to pick one game to watch this entire year, this would probably be the game I'm going to watch. And to be honest, this maybe could be a bit of an early final, because I think both of those teams probably are the favorites to win the competition. And the fact they're playing each other in the quarterfinal just raises the stakes so much more. I think whoever does lose this game could be kind of reliving those memories from the World Cup quarterfinal, so it might not be good for them, but this is going to be such a fun game to watch, and I really cannot wait for it. I do think Toulouse is the best club team in the world right now, but Bordeaux at home is almost impossible to beat. I mean, the crowd behind them, the players they have, the way they're playing. I saw this one funny comment. What do Bordeaux even do in the week of training? Because I have no idea what they do to play the way they do. How do they train to play that way? Because they're just chucking the ball around and it's always working out for them. So it's absolutely crazy the way they play rugby. But Toulouse does some of the same stuff. I mean, they've got Thomas Ramos volleying kicks, doing these incredible tries. They've got some phenomenal players. They've got Antoine Dupont, one of the best players in the world, versus the likes of a Mathieu Jalibert, who's a bit of a wizard himself. Yorambo Fana, who's a very good player at international level as well. Louis Bilberry, who's a phenomenal player right now, probably my world player of the year. Then they've got guys in the forwards like Ben Tamiafuna, Carlos Sardi, some really good guys in the forward pack as well. So this game is going to be at international level, probably exactly at international level. And if you are new to rugby, this is definitely the game to watch. But my prediction is Bordeaux to win this one, just because of that home ground advantage as well. I think with those France teams, I've said it before on this channel, it's almost illegal for them to lose at home. They cannot lose at home. No matter what they do, they cannot lose at home. It's almost like they become unstoppable at home, and they kind of have a bit of an unwritten rule with their fans that it's fine if they lose every other game in the season, but when it comes to home games, they have to win it. And I think Bordeaux really kind of buys into that a lot. I mean, they are really good away from home. They're a phenomenal team, one of the best club teams in the world. And to be honest, I probably think this does decide which team is the best club team in the world. Obviously, they might meet again in the top 14 finals, but whoever wins between those two teams and those two games, it's going to be very exciting, and it's going to kind of make a big statement throughout the whole world of club rugby. So that's going to be very exciting, and that probably reminds me, I should probably do a kind of club power rankings, so that'll come out in the next few weeks. That's going to be exciting. But if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Please leave your thoughts down below in the comments, leave your predictions down below in the comments. It's going to be such an exciting week of quarterfinal rugby in the Champions Cup. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be absolutely epic, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.